Owen, massive win versus Odisha, which finds us amongst the top spots, but still a long way to go ahead. Your take on how Jamshedpur will approach the games ahead?
Well, we approach the games as we've approached the previous ones, and it really is one game at a time because it's such a tight fixture list. You know, we're coming into our games, we have injury concerns, and you have that every game. So it would be very naive to look too far ahead. So what we have to do is focus on the next game coming up, which is obviously a tough game against Bengaluru, and make sure we're fresh and ready to give our best and be at our best. And if we are, of course, we'll feel it's a game we can win. But I've got to say, it'll be a tough game. Bengaluru are a very good side.
Your thoughts on Greg Stewart's brilliance, and do you think he's the best player in the league at the moment?
Well, Greg Stewart's a wonderful player. I mean, that's why I brought him to the football club. And I told everybody in the pre-season about the qualities he has. And it's nice, obviously, when that's vindicated and everybody can see, you know, why we brought him here. Greg will tell you himself, he still, you know, aspires to do even better, still wants to give more to the team, and I love that. He's a wonderful player, both on and off the field. Anybody, as we know, you ask anybody in our group, they'll tell you he's got a lovely personality, a caring nature, and he's a real team player, and he's showing his quality on the park. And you know, he can score a goal, he can create a goal, but equally he works very hard with the ball and against the ball for the team, and that's what we need. So he's certainly a very, very good player, that's for sure. And there are some fantastic players in the league, and Greg's certainly one of them.
A two-part question about Komal Thatal. He's been starting almost every game regularly, and so what's your assessment on his performance? And because of him starting regularly, how difficult a decision is it to keep Boris on the bench?
Yeah, I think it's Komal Thatal I've been delighted with, you know, as I have been with young Boris. They're both fantastic young players, and that's why we brought them to the football club. I mean, both these boys weren't obviously getting a look in at ATK Mohnbagen because of the quality that ATK have, but I certainly liked everything I've seen about them, and I was very aggressive in their signings and bringing them to the football club because they're young, they have potential, and they're getting better all the time. And Komal, as you say, he's doing very well, showing a consistency, but you have to say as well, every time Boris enters the field, Boris is outstanding. As you know my opinion, I love him to bits. Big smile he's got, how hard he works. And the other night, I mean, it would have been a wonder goal he scored. You know, when he came in, beat 3-4 men, he put a great ball in for Nerka, so he's creating chances as well. So, and both Komals went on the score sheet as well. So I think I'm delighted with two young, exciting talents, and of course, fighting out for spots. But that's not to say that the two of them can't play together. You know, because they're putting real pressure on Len as well, who Len Dungo's been outstanding for me. I brought again another player that I brought to the club, because there has been a big transformation since I came in, because I inherited that group of players. They weren't really with all due respect, they weren't the players that I brought to the club. Even last year, the foreigners, I signed some of the foreigners, but some of the ones were already there. But this year we've been able to look and add certainly where we needed. You know, Greg Stewart was a position that we needed, a number 10 that could light the place up and be creative and score a goal and play. And it's the same with the young Indian players that we've added. Obviously brought Farouk back, who's been a huge blow. So you can imagine if we had Farouk here as well, with Komal and Boris and Len and Ritvik, who's come in as well, and Ritvik was outstanding the other night. So real competition for those wide places, which I love, because I love exciting players in the wide areas. So all those young players I've been delighted with, and they need to keep focusing, keep working hard, and making sure that we're moving forward.
With Jordan Murray slowly coming back from his injury, can the spectators expect more rotation between Vasquez and Murray?
The bottom line is Jordan Murray is an outstanding player, as is Nerka Valsius. I mean, Nerka never scored the night, but he was outstanding in the game. So close, could have two great headers, but led the line, brought us up the park. And that's the thing, sometimes strikers don't have to score to contribute, and that's what Nerka did the other night. But of course, when Jordan comes as well, again, that's real competition. And again, who's to say we can't play the two of them together? So what we want obviously all our 6 foreigners fit, healthy at the very best. And then, of course, we pick 4 from there. And that's a real challenge in itself because of the quality, I believe, that we have this season with our foreigners.
Any injury updates on Mobashir as well as Alex Lima, who got injured?
Yeah, well, Mobashir is a positive one because he started training with the group now, so that's good. So Mobashir each day is getting better and healthier. And so that's nice because he has a role to play, obviously, in the midfield department with his energy. He can score a goal, he can create a goal as well, Mobashir. I was delighted with him last season, and it's been a shame that his start this season has been curtailed because of obviously with the injury. That being said, you know, you look at performances of Alex Lima and Jitendra in the midfield. Pronais did very well in there as well. So, but Mobashir certainly adds to that midfield group, and that's what we want. We want competition for places. So Mobashir's moving in the right direction. The Bengaluru game might just come too soon for him, but he is training well and he is getting healthier each day. And then of course we have the injuries from the other night. Alex Lima came out of the game, Jitendra had to come out of the game, and we had a few other knocks in the game. So we'll give everybody to the last minute and look to pick the best team available. But of course at this moment there certainly is one or two injury concerns ahead of the game.
Now coming to Bengaluru FC, they have been struggling quite a bit in the league thus far. But however, the game versus ATK Mohan Bagan as well as the first game versus Northeast, they showed how their attacking potential is. So how big a threat can Bengaluru be with the likes of Clayton Silva, Chetri, Jayesh Rani?
Yeah, again, I think I've always said this before. You know, people judge. They judge on results. If you actually look at the individual performance of Bengaluru could have won each and every game that they've played. You know, they've been in control a lot of games. There's been a bit of bad luck that's went their way, a bad decision here and there. So I'm under no illusions how difficult this game is against Bengaluru. Bengaluru have a wonderful coach. They have a very good set of players. They're a very good team, and you know they will. We know as a group that's going to be a tough game. So we will get, as always, the utmost respect for Bengaluru because they have quality. They've shown that. What we have to do is make sure we are focused, working hard against Bengaluru, against the ball, and when we get it, go and play our game the way we want to play. Now we're going to have to be at our very best. But if we are, we certainly believe, of course, as we do in the league, that if we're at our best, it's a game that we can win. But we're going to have to be at our best because it's a wonderful side, Bengaluru, and they certainly, in my opinion, should have more points than what they have at this moment in time.
This is the final fixture before Christmas comes in. So your message to the fans for Christmas?
Well, we miss you. First and foremost, we miss you. I mean, the fans are the lifeblood of the game. We wish we had our Jamshedpur FC fans at the games. Hopefully, they're enjoying watching us and seeing what we're trying to do and trying to build, because it is very much, you know, a work in progress. We have a lot of work to do ahead of us, but I certainly know where we need to get to, and hopefully we can put those plans in place as we move forward. But my message is, you know, have a happy and healthy Christmas. We miss you. Hopefully we get to see you in 2022 and everybody can have happy Christmas, wonderful new year, and a very, very prosperous and healthy 2022. Take care. God bless.
So coach, last match there was a good performance from your team, good set piece goals as well. So how do you look at this challenge coming off the back of that result?
I think it was a good result in way of scoring goals. Well, that was good. That's we see we are strong in offensive set pieces. There we are good. The mentality was good. The team spirit was good. The creating chances was good. Yeah, the offensive transition was good. What we need to improve, I think, from the last game was how we defend against the ball. The organization was not good enough compared to the other game. The structure was better. Yeah, I think it was not the best game in this way. That's why maybe also the opponent get a lot of corner kicks against us. This was because of the structure against the ball. But I think we went back 1-0, and I think we came good back in 2-1. It was not a really good situation with the mistake in the set boxes to create a penalty against us. It's unnecessary to do this in the box. And then they came back and we had the 3 against 3-2. And you should see the moral, the spirit of the team, and we never give up and we fight and come back. And it's also nice to see we have a lot of players who can score goals. Now it was Danish on the road, a new midfield player from the I-League. It's also nice for him to score. You see we are in process. We put young players inside, like Parag, they did a good game as well. Ajit on the right side as well. Roshan still going on. I think was good. I think it gives a lot of energy for the next game.
Can I go?
Yeah.
Yeah, coach, just wanted to, since you spoke about the defense that needs to be better in the next game, which you want further improvement, especially against a team like Jamshedpur, like who have very good attacking players. How important does it get for the defenders, BFC defenders and the goalkeepers to step up the game, because they're coming on Valskis, a very good striker. They are against Stewart in good form. So how important does that get?
I think that's why I told you before. I think very important is we need to defend better as a team, and it was not good enough, I think, against them. It's not only defending, as I imagine, I think every time in the media conference. Important is we need to be better against the ball, and that's we consider now goal after one counter where and I'm not sure the situation on Danish was a foul on the middle line, but still we can defend this 2 against 1 situation better. Yeah, and in the set pieces, we make a foul, 100% foul of Prince. That's why we consider there the goal, and the penalty against us. And that's why it's not only defending by defend there, it's defending by defending the team, how we defend as a team better. That's I told you before. They have a strong striker, that's we know, but also we have strong striker. That's why we need to start there to defend better against the ball. That is clear. That's just all about distance. He was not so compact like the other games. I think the other games he was much better in defense work as a team than this game. Yeah, and still we consider 3 goals, but we have high quality to score enough goals. It's better than at 0-0.
Thank you, Coach. Sandeep, do you have a question?
Yes, Coach. You mentioned about improving in defense, but with the games coming every 3 days, how difficult is it to get the time at the training field to sort of work on the shape and these
Training field is not much to work on. It's okay. You can work on position a little bit to step, but we're working a lot of video analyzing. That's just the key what we can do, and to make individual video session and maybe group video session to improve the position of our player, because again, it was not defense mistakes. It was team defense work mistake, and that's was in the other game against Goa, Mumbai, Odisha, Hyderabad was much better. The way how we worked against the ball as a team was much better.
Saintan, Ujjan, do you have? Sorry, Coach, go ahead.
Yeah, I think it's important also for this game, because they have a strong attacking team, but also we have a good defender, because out of the game, we don't consider many chances against us, and also not many goals. So about the set pieces right now. And that is normally the easiest way to defend. It's only about communication, focus, and everybody who has his role in this case needs to do it on 100% focus. So that's just the important part, to be really focused. And when somebody is not really focused, we need to push as a teammate. My teammate needs to be focused on his working load in the defense. It's very important.
Ujjant, you can go ahead with your question.
Yeah, Coach, I just wanted to find out about team news, any injuries, any updates. Udanta was back last game, and then anything else apart from that?
We are missing now Roshan for the next game. We're suspended by the 4th yellow card. We have 2 question marks from the last game. There was a little bit sickness and injury. That's a question mark of 2 players, and still King and Leon are still out of the team, and Sharon, the 3rd goalkeeper as well. But still we have 24 player or 26 player available. We have a big squad as well.
Sandeep, you can go ahead with another question.
Yeah, Coach, I just wanted to ask about moving Ashik up front. He had a good game. His speed was a lot of threat for the defenders. So how do you assess his performance there? And do you think moving him to the left sort of gives your team a little bit more balance, because Roshan was able to come to his favored left side?
Yeah, that depends. That depends which player is available. Now Roshan is not there. Now maybe you need to think again different as a coach, because left defender is nobody left anymore, only Ashik. That means we need to find a rule. Also before the games, Parag was not available because he was injured 4 weeks, 5 weeks after elbow injury. That's why it depends every time on what kind of player you have had possible to play. And that's, for example, now we have only one left defender. When you consider Ashik as a left defender, I consider Ashik more as a midfield player, but maybe he can interpret this as an offensive left defender as well. Depends which player we have available. But in this position, especially right and left defender, we don't have a lot of players. And his performance on the left offensive side was a good performance. He created chances. He was good action in the offensive, some crosses as well, some good dribblings as well. And he worked also good in defense work. Yeah, that is step by step he's coming back. But I told you also before, it takes time, and we need to have also patience with him, because after long-term his injury, we need to have patience. That was good, but still not on the highest level what we wanted. But he's on the right way.
All the best.
Santan, thanks, Sandeep. Santan, you can go ahead with your question.
Hello, coach. So Greg Stewart scored a hat-trick in the last game. So how do you think you plan to contain him, and what did you make of his performance?
Yeah, he's one of good players. I think they have 4 good offensive players. Yeah, the former BFC player, the striker, number 9 as well, and the Stewart, the winger left as well. That means we played 2 friendly games against them. We know how we need to play against them. They are a strong team, like a typical English coach team with physical, good mentality. That means we need to be in defense work as a team good, very strong also in touching against the opponent. Because they're coming first of the mentality way, and then they come to the way to play football. And Stewart is one part of, I think we have not a man marking in this way who runs everywhere behind Stewart, because Stewart is changing position. Sometimes he's as a second striker, sometimes he plays a 10, sometimes he's playing as a right offensive midfield player. Which player is in this zone? If we take him and try to defending offensive against him, not waiting, then need to take the ball and here's his action. We need to be as a team very compact and thinking offensive against him and try to get him before he get the ball. That is, I think, very important. When he has the ball, the teammates need to help to close the pass lines. It's very important.
Do we have any more questions?
Yes, coach, one more question. Sunil Chhetri started from the bench in the last game. So is it a constant thing, or was that made for the team? That
it was hectic. I wanted to have 2 left foot player who is coming more from the speed on the left side in this game. And Prince Ibarra did well as well. That's why I play with one number 9. And Clayton is doing also well in this number 9, and that's why one player needs to be out and in this case, and it was in this moment Sunil. But still, Sunil, also when he came inside, he was working a lot. He was in defense way very good, and he was also in the offense way creating against the ball, make the opponent difficult to build up. And the other things, what we talked before, scoring goals and everything, it will come back. He will get his time to play, and he will score also, and he will be very important for our team as well.
Coach, just a word on the young players in the squad. Obviously, a significant part of the season has passed us by. How happy are you with the performances of the young players in the squad who have got the chances, even those who haven't, who have been pushing hard in training?
I think they're pushing a lot right now. Also the youngsters. We had a friendly game 2 days before the game against Etika. They played very well. Then they see now everybody getting a chance. And I think that is important, because maybe in the future not every young player get a chance before. Now they see when I work hard, when I do well, when I improve myself, you have a chance. And of course, sometimes a young player needs to have patience. For example, now Dama is a little bit waiting on his didn't get minutes, but he's doing well in the training. Shiva had now three time or came in as a substitute, first, second, and third time. Third time was the best game. They're improving step by step, and that's I like. They're pushing a lot. That's give me as a coach more opportunity to bring them. Yeah, because they are not now behind the experienced player. They are on almost on the same level. And when the player is on the same level, he will play. Yeah, that is clear. When the young player is on the same level, then the experienced player they will play. That's clear. Yeah, because this young player will have the future. That's clear. And that's our BFC philosophy.